Hello my loves. So if you're watching this, hopefully it's because you're interested in exploring this vegan journey, or you're just curious maybe and wanted to see what all this vegan hype is about. So hopefully I'm going to be able to help you today if you're wanting to learn more about veganism and how to get started. How to stay motivated. To stay motivated in being vegan is just to remind yourself of why you're really doing it. Just like any other habits that you're trying to change, you need to have a strong, solid reason why you're doing that, why you want to change it. Taking some time to revisit the whys, watching the videos, looking at the pictures, talking to the person who encouraged you, just really trying to remind yourself of what inspired you in the first place to start this challenge. Every time you feel tempted to give up on it, every time you feel like, oh, I just want to try this one thing, or oh, it's only just this once, just reminding yourself, taking the time to remind yourself why you're doing this and why this is really important to you, and not give up on it. I've been vegan for 7 years now, and I can say that this was one of the things that helped me the most, is to stay motivated on this journey, just reminding myself why I'm doing it. What kind of food should I eat? What kind of meals can I eat as a vegan? My best advice is to eat the meals that you already love and just replace them with the vegan alternatives. So, if you really love chicken, then try the vegan chicken options, or if you really like cheese, try the vegan cheese options. If spaghetti bolognese is your favorite meal, for example, you can just have the pasta and the sauce all the same and just replace the mince with like a soya mince or lentils even. Get creative. If a curry is your favorite, you could have like a chickpea curry. And even if you don't have all the vegan meat and dairy substitutes like we're lucky to have in the UK and all the supermarkets and everything, then you can still get creative and use whole foods, experiment with different flavors and sauces and herbs and spices. Like, these are your best friends, trust me. Meat doesn't taste nice by itself, remember? It's when you add all the herbs and the seasonings, the spices, that's when it gets full of flavor and is really tasty. Same with vegan meals. How to reply to all the questions that you get, like where do you get your protein? We as vegans a lot of the time can get questioned a lot about our choice of lifestyle, but that's of course normal because it's a little different to the current mainstream. And just like anything in society, if it's a little different, people are going to ask questions, they're going to want to find out more. A lot of the time it just becomes about dispelling all the myths that are out there that these industries have been telling us for a really long time in their advertising. They're very clever, the way they market their products, and they try to make us think that we need those products in order to get all the nutrients, like in order to have protein or more iron or calcium, and a lot of the time it's just really not true. And if you're wanting to find the best answers to give people and for yourself, I would say to do your own research and watch some of these amazing documentaries out there. Like on Netflix, there is a documentary called Cowspiracy, there's another one called What the Health. I really recommend these. I also really recommend the movie Dominion and the movie Earthlings, and also Forks Over Knives, and there are so many more out there. These are just a few, and I'll definitely link them below so you can find them right away. And remember to just be kind and show them, like people are going to have questions, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that someone is attacking you. Take this as an opportunity to educate them and educate yourself. What about eating out with friends and family? Will there be vegan options for me? There are more and more vegan options being offered in all these different restaurants, especially these chain restaurants. Here in the UK, they all seem to be competing with each other, and I've heard similar things about restaurants from lots of different cities and countries around the world. So I'm going to leave a link below to a list on the Veganuary website where you can find a bunch of chain restaurants that offer vegan options to make it easier for you to find one. And then I would say to prepare first before you go to a restaurant. So look at what they have, call them up and ask them what do they have on their menu, what can they make vegan for you if not. And if they can't, then suggest to your friends and family that we go somewhere else. It doesn't have to be a vegan restaurant, but there are loads and loads popping up all over, so you might be surprised that you have like a vegetarian or vegan restaurant really close to you and you didn't even know. Also, I really recommend downloading the app Happy Cow to your phone. You use this app the same like you would with like a city mapper or something, and it pinpoints all the locations near you that have vegan options, or they're vegan restaurants or vegetarian restaurants, so you can find the nearest place to you. It's definitely helped me, especially when I've been traveling and I don't know where all these places are. I'm afraid that I won't get all the right nutrients, so I really recommend checking out nutritionfacts.org, which is a website that's run by a vegan doctor, and he explains about all the nutrients that you need, and you can like literally search up any kind of health query on there, and usually it's been answered before, and he has like videos, and it's really helpful because it's backed up with loads of scientific studies. I'm not a nutrition expert, but all I can tell you is that I've never had any health problems as a vegan at all on a plant-based diet, and I've never known anyone else personally who has experienced that from this lifestyle. And actually my health has been so much better. I used to get really sick all the time before I was vegan, and I honestly don't know why. I used to go to the doctors and they could never pinpoint what it was, so I would always change around different things and I just kept getting ill all the time. But now since I've been vegan, like I hardly ever get ill. This might vary for everyone, but definitely you can get all your nutrients as a vegan and be healthier. The documentary What the Health shows that you can actually reverse many of these common diseases when you go on a plant-based diet, so I really recommend watching that. Same website I was talking about before, nutritionfacts.org, the doctor who runs it is called Dr. Michael Greger, and he also has an app that you can download on your phone called the Daily Dozen, and it shows you all the nutrients that you should be aiming to get into your diet every single day, so that could be really helpful as well. What if I'm out and I can't find vegan options anywhere and I'm kind of in a rush? At the beginning of my vegan journey, I didn't really know where I could go to get snacks and stuff. So what I started doing was carrying snacks with me, and that really helped me, and also just preparing ahead of time. So if I knew I was going to be out for a really long time, somewhere I didn't know, I could either research that area or I could carry a meal with me, and that way you save on, you know, like plastic waste and stuff, like if you were getting a takeaway. So basically plan ahead and carry snacks with you just in case. Should I do this all at once, or should I change my lifestyle gradually? This will differ for everyone. Personally, when I went vegan, I literally went vegan overnight because I was so shocked about what I learned, and I just didn't want to contribute to any of it. And I knew that the best way for me would just be to just cut it out all at once. So that's what I did, and I just threw away anything that I had that wasn't vegan and just started afresh. And that was great for me. It was like very clear, and it really helped me to just stick to it, because I was like really strict with myself and was like, no, like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it now. And yeah, I just did it basically. There are other people who prefer to go at it slowly and make changes slowly, because it will be more helpful for them in the long term. So it depends what's going to be more helpful for you in the long term, I guess. I would say if you're going to do it slowly, have really clear goals, so you know exactly what you're cutting out. Maybe cut out one thing that day, another thing that day. What about people mocking me as a vegan and my friends and family not understanding? My best advice would be to try not to take it personally, and just remember that everyone is on their own journey, and usually when people mock you, it comes from a very defensive place within them. So it might be that they're actually very interested in this lifestyle but just don't really know it themselves yet. And just stick up for yourself and stick up for the animals, and don't be afraid to do that. Be honest. Don't shy away from the truth. Don't try and sugarcoat it and say, oh, well, it's not that bad. If you know that the cruelty is really why you wanted to go vegan, or the environment and the destruction, then be honest about that and really share that with people. Don't be afraid to tell the truth. That's how we're really going to change things. I don't know any other vegans, and I don't have any support. When I first went vegan, I didn't know any other vegans either. I had never even heard the word vegan before. One of the best things that I did at that point was to meet other vegans so I could have something in common, and you know, these people gave me a lot of support, and then I realized I wasn't alone with a lot of the questions and things I was experiencing. I remember I reached out to this one girl when I first went vegan, and I didn't even know her prior to being vegan, but she helped me so much with my transition and was really kind to me. And so don't be afraid to reach out to people online or even in person. I would also really encourage you to go to any kind of meetup events. I know that there is like a vegan meetup. I think if you go to like meetup.com or on Facebook, sometimes there are like vegan meetups where people get together and share like different foods. Also activism events. This was actually the one that helped me the most, because not only was I able to do more in alleviating suffering for the animals, I was able to meet other people who really wanted to use their voice and their life to make a difference in the world. You could go to an Earthlings experience. I'll leave the website below, and you can find cities all around the world which are doing this, and also many other kind of events that you can meet people, and you know, you do the activism and then sometimes you go out and eat something together and you can talk more as well and get to know each other that way. But yeah, it's definitely a good way to meet other vegans and yeah, have some support. What if I make a mistake? Don't worry. Everyone makes mistakes. This is a part of life and a part of learning. I have this really funny way of seeing it. So whenever I make a mistake with any kind of thing I'm trying to change in my life, I see it as the universe playing a little trick on me and trying to catch me out, and then I'm like, aha, you almost got me, or like, you got me, but I'm gonna carry on. And it's like, you know, it's like a reminder. It's like, oh yeah, I need to check the labels properly next time to check for those ingredients, or oh yeah, I need to like tell that person that I'm vegan before I order that thing, you know, just little things like that. You learn from mistakes, but the most important thing is to not feel so guilty about it and, you know, live in the past, but to actually just plan ahead for the future and just take what you learn and keep moving onwards and upwards. Isn't it really expensive to be a vegan? How will I afford it? Throughout these 7 years of being vegan, I have gone through lots of different periods in my life where I've had money, haven't had much money, and I've been on really long periods where I've had hardly any money and I've kind of just had to make it work. The kind of things that you're buying, if you're buying like whole foods, if you're buying, you know, like chickpeas, rice, lentils, like basic things like this, they actually work out so much cheaper, especially if you buy them in bulk, which I would recommend doing to a budget if you need to. Like, I would say even to take out only a certain amount of money to the supermarket with you and say, I'm only going to spend this and get the essentials that I need. Yes, the vegan substitutes are really tasty and tempting, but if we can't afford them, don't be afraid. And also, you don't need to eat out at the fancy vegan restaurants all the time, you know? You can still be a really cheap budget vegan, trust me. Maybe I'll actually make a video about this subject alone, because I know a lot of people can really struggle with that, and there are so many misconceptions out there that being vegan is really expensive. And I kind of really find this argument really frustrating, because veganism is not like some elitist thing. Like, it's about doing the best you can to cause the least harm possible. I really want to be a vegan, but I am a child or I'm a teenager and my parents just won't listen. I would say firstly to try to show your parents or carers your reason for going vegan, you know, why you really want to do this. Show them the documentary, sit down and offer to watch it with them, or watch a short video, or, you know, just explain to them as best you can why you really want to do it. Show them that it's not expensive. Show them, you know, dispel all the myths. Ask them, you know, what is it that they're so afraid of in you going vegan? Why don't they want you to go vegan? And talk to them about it and talk them through these points and help them to understand that it's not that difficult and that you can definitely do this. If they're still not really understanding and you've really tried to explain so many times and there's no way that you can do this right now, then don't be so hard on yourself. Make a vow to be vegan for when you can, support yourself financially when you're older, and do it when you can. Of course, you can always try the route of just refusing to eat these products, but I'm not guaranteeing you that this will work. Can children, babies, or pregnant people be vegan? Yes, they can. Yes, you can. A vegan plant-based diet is suitable for all life stages. Maybe if you're so worried about these things in particular, you can look up people who are pregnant and vegan, or people who have children and are vegan, and there are so many people on YouTube that share these situations in order to dispel these myths as well. So go ahead and search it if you have any worries at all, so you can put those worries to rest. What if people have the best of intentions and they make vegan food for me? What do I do? Not everyone is going to understand how important this is to you, so you need to explain that to them. And people do just think, oh, it's just like a phase, it's just a diet. Explain to them that you're really wanting to do this and you're really trying, and that it doesn't help you. You can kindly refuse and explain why. I would say don't give in just because you feel guilty that someone has made these things for you. I think that's the worst thing that you can do, because you're not being true to yourself or to the reasons why you're doing this that way, because you're just giving in to please someone else, and you shouldn't live your life to please someone else ever. It might be that they just forgot, or that they didn't realize that this thing they gave you wasn't vegan, so always politely refuse and explain why. Otherwise, they're going to keep giving you these non-vegan products, and you're gonna possibly keep taking them and feeling crap about yourself because you did, and it's not going to help you transitioning to vegan at all. Do I need to have any supplements as a vegan? B12 is the only one you need. It's not uncommon to be deficient in B12. A lot of non-vegans can be deficient in B12 as well, so it's best to take a supplement for this one, either in like a little spray bottle, or you can get like pills that you take. Do your research and find the best way that you want to have it. There are also foods that have a lot of B12 in them, like nutritional yeast, which is really great because it has like a cheesy flavour, and you can sprinkle it on all your kind of favourite foods that have cheese. Some plant milks have it, some cereals, and some kind of yeast spreads like Marmite or something. So whatever way you want to take it or find it easiest to take it, do that. And remember that the nutrients that you think that you're going to be lacking, basically when you eat like meat, dairy and egg products, you're just getting these filtered through a dead body. So the plants is the actual source where it comes from. The animals are eating the soil and the plants, and they're getting all these nutrients, and then you're getting it filtered through their dead body, or these products that are coming from their bodies. So when you're eating it from vegan foods, you're eating it from the direct source, the plants. So you're actually getting it in an unfiltered way, which is actually better for your body, and you're getting it without all the diseases and the hormones that come with these products too. Where to start? You know what, I would just say go for it. Pick a date, tomorrow or in a few days, and just make that day your first day as a vegan and go on from there. Throw out all your non-vegan products, give them away, just make sure you haven't got any temptations around you. Tell all your friends and family that you're doing this, and it's going to be so much easier that way. And just make a date and actually stick to it, and yeah, go on from there. Thank you. Oh, it's so warm now. I've just gone vegan recently, and all the suffering is making me sad. It's because you are a compassionate person, so this is nothing to be ashamed of or look at as even a bad thing. I think it's a really good quality to be empathetic, to have understanding and compassion for other beings, and this is a normal reaction. I would be more concerned if you weren't sad about seeing suffering in the world. So don't worry, this is a good thing. It shows that you're a good person, someone who feels, who is in touch with their emotions, and that's okay. You can obviously implement more self-care into your life. I have another video about ways to bring more self-care into your life, so definitely check that out if you want. But also the main thing is just to remember that you're doing the best that you can in this world to make a difference, and you can make a difference. Like, you do have the power, and hopefully realizing this will empower you to make even more changes and do even more to create positive change and spread love in the world. Everything in this world is connected, so every action you take, every choice you make has a massive effect on yourself and all other beings. So if you're on this journey yourself and making loads of changes in your life, don't forget to share it with others so other people can learn and grow, and we can all share together and make a positive change and spread love everywhere. One more thing I forgot to say is definitely sign up to Veganuary or Challenge 22. They can offer you loads of support. You just try going vegan for like 20 to 30 days, something like that, and see how you feel. They offer you so much support. Please reach out to us with any questions that you have. If I've left anything out, if you have anything more that you want to know, please just don't hesitate to ask in the comment section below, and spread some love down there and share it with your friends. And yeah, let's just create this change, and yeah. Woo! I just wanted to add that in this video I've mostly touched on veganism in terms of a plant-based diet and centered around food, since this is the change that most people want to make. Veganism applies to so much more in your life than just food. It's also about the clothing you wear, products that you buy, like cosmetics and stuff. And I'm gonna leave links below that's gonna help you to do this as well and eliminate as much cruelty from your life as possible, things that you partake in your daily life. This isn't about perfection. It's important to remember that being vegan is about causing the least harm possible. So if you're just trying your best to do that, then you're doing really well, and keep it up. But I don't want you to think that it's just about a diet or something, because it's so much more than that. That's it, really. Bye, loads of love.